Often, but got trouble on the back straightaway.
Off the tight number 2 corner. You've got caution all across that area. You see Tom Hubert in the 20 coming at you. Ted Musgrave is driving the car behind him, the channel lock machine. And caution out for the first time at lap number 2 for a multi-car incident off the number 2 corner. There's Lyndon Amick, who is caught up in that tangle as well, and he's got many, many problems. So Amick, Hubert, Ted Musgrave was involved. Take a look again off the corner and see exactly who went first. Well, you know what happened to the green and white machine. Jason Schuler might have checked up.
Lyndon Amick was in that also, and he was in that very first tier there. The 77 car there was also involved. That is Mike Wallace.
Right, Mike Wallace driving the Lear machine here this weekend. So a number of field sorting itself out, and now there's problems. Problems up in the corner, turns 1 and 2 again, narrow up on you. That's Rich Bickle in that yellow number 91.
Yep, Bickle was running so well in practice and all, and Fred Wanke was the crew chief on that car. He came up here to help.
Right.
And I know they're very disappointed to be out this early.
They brought with them, and you see a lot of steam coming out of the number 58 of Mario Gosselin. He and Bickle getting together up there in the corner. Fred Wanke brought his entire Dana Dodge racing team with him. They crew Joe Ruttman in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and they were here to work with Rich Bickle. But obviously Bickle and Mario Gosselin having problems going for the same piece of real estate out of turn 2. Let's see exactly what happened.
Whoa.
Rich rode up a bit.
Yeah, well, the front end took off, and he just made contact. Gosselin hard in the outside wall there on the driver's side.
Watch him again there.
Wow. That's hard contact. Bickle hits almost head on going into the wall there. Too bad. Both those cars had great expectations about the race tonight.
So some pretty good attrition early.
Back straightaway.
We have trouble off turn number 2. That's Chad Chapin's car spinning back up into the field.
Yow.
Jason Keller going around. But it looks like everybody's going to get away fairly innocently enough after trouble right in the middle of the field on lap number 2.
I cannot believe that somebody didn't get in the wall there. Apparently we have a little problem here.
That's the Lance Hooper car. You see he's gotten into the wall. The right side sheet metal caved in there, and a hunk of it missing from over the left front tire as well. And I would assume that to be the piece of sheet metal from Lance Hooper's machine.
That's the left front corner there. It certainly is.
Not good on lap number 3.
It's definitely not the way you want to start the race, for sure.
So Mark Martin got out front and has paced the first few laps, but we're under caution rather quickly here, just 3 laps into the event. And that accident with Chad Chapin, he was right smack in the middle of the field in 16th position, and very fortunate that the second half of the field didn't really get stacked up behind him. Looking at repairs to the Lance Hooper car, missing that left front fender. That's going to affect his car how?
Well, basically, these cars, everybody takes their cars to the wind tunnel early in the season. They pretty much know what the aero balance is going to be. Running Indy cars, I've got a lot of experience with aero part, but if you watch here.
Well, Chad Chapin got hit right here coming out of the corner, and to really set it off there, he got tagged from behind. He's trying to get control of the car there, going round and round. Everybody behind him trying to figure out where he's going. He goes back across. Very, very, that's what set Jason Keller off, spinning round and round down the back straightaway.
Wow, that was lucky. A lot of people doing some great driving there.
Absolutely.
So we're under caution very quickly in the CarQuest Auto Parts 300. There's Chad Chapin. He's continued on after the early spin.
This is a lot smoother.
Trouble off of turn number 4. Dave Blaney into the outside wall.
Caution's out.
Yeah, he hit very, very hard. You can see the...
A lot of oil.
Wow.
Stay real low. That's the 20 car up against the wall there, blowing all the oil.
The pole sitter for today's race in all kinds of trouble.
Hank Parker Jr.
Now, you heard the spotter calling out there, a lot of oil, stay low. Maybe he got into the oil. Jay Sauter has also gotten into it, and he's whapped the outside wall.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, Kenny Irwin did stay ahead of the leaders on this, so he will stay on the lead lap also.
Not a good weekend for Hank Parker Jr. He crashed in yesterday's final practice. This was the backup car. It made it 13 laps into the race.
Jay Sauter, you see the right front of that car way back and turned out to the outside. They'll have to do a lot of work if he plans to ever get back in the race today.
Boy, Blaney's car's a mess.
Yeah,
And the hard part, as soon as that tire comes apart, all that body work's going to get worse than just that little piece right there. It's going to start tearing the fender, the hood, and then it's really going to be a mess.
See Hank Parker Jr. moving around inside his car as the pace car picks up leader Jeff Burton and slows the field. They've got pit road closed right now for the leaders, so we shouldn't see any pit stops for most of the cars that aren't damaged because of where Hank Parker Jr.'s machine sits at the head end of pit road. There's the Parker Jr. car right at the opening to the pit lane. So NASCAR's got pit road closed here.
Dave,
let's take another look, see if we can see what happened to Dave Blaney up off of turn number 4. There he is.
okay, that's Blaney in the lead there. You see the back of his car just go out. He didn't. I don't think Todd Bodine got into him. It looked like he was just behind him, maybe loosened him up just a little bit, and he lost control of the car, slid up into the outside wall.
So the pole sitter who was racing Todd Bodine for 5th position is going to go behind the wall as we're under caution early here at Charlotte. Yellow flag for the 3rd time already in this event.
Left side of that car, a lot of damage all the way back.
Boy, it's been a trouble-filled opening 30 laps of this race. We're only at lap 32 now, and already we're seeing caution here for the 3rd time. Kenny Wallace, the Winston Cup veteran, starting back in 29th position. He was running in 25th at the time of the accident up in turn number 2.
It doesn't look like he made contact with the wall, but you see the donut on the door there right where the 5 is on the 25. He's made contact with somebody, but I don't think he actually hit the wall anywhere. It was probably contact from the car he hit.
Take another look at it. Here's Kenny racing Mike Stefanik.
Mike Stefanik on the outside. You see the back just start wiggling like that. Jimmy Johnson goes to the bottom. They make contact. That's the donut on the door, you see. Tremendous contact there. He was very lucky nobody caught him in the door after he really got slow there.
Very true.
I'm impressed, Stuart. You can just look at the wreck on a car and tell what he hit and what he didn't hit.
Trust me, I've crashed enough race cars to know at this point in my career.
Right there. There you see it. Turns 3 and 4 here at Lloyd Motor Speedway with Martin in front, Gordon in second. Todd Bodine in third. Oh, we've got trouble. Spinning, looping car high in the corner. Darrell Lanigan. And the number 90 is in trouble another time. Mike Stefanik. Nose is off on the Stefanik car. Here comes your leader back to the stripe. Mark Martin pulling through, and this will bring out the 5th caution of the day. And look at the front of Mike Stefanik, the former national modified champion, and the 61 badly torn up as well, Darrell Lanigan's car. A hard hit. And you know, the record for this race is 10 cautions back in '94.
I think we got that
pretty
big.
Hard on it.
Absolutely. And you talked about Mark Martin taking the lead. I think we should tell all the fans out there, today we looked at Mark Martin's tailpipes. They're the whitest tailpipes I've ever seen. So what that tells you is he's getting more oxygen than he's getting fuel into that carburetor. More than anybody racing today, he's got white tailpipes.
Running it lean. There it is, the number 60, Mark Martin. 44 times a winner in this Busch Series. His final year, 7 races to go after this. And you see walking away after a very hard hit out there. Mike Stefanik watching the 61 now to see the condition of that driver. Darrell Lanigan, who also thumped in. Both drivers out and walking about. Again, this is coming at lap 55.
They'll both have to get in the ambulance, and that's the rule. You have to go back to the infield care center. They take a look at you. I've been there, unfortunately, too many times.
Yeah. How many tracks have you run?
Well, when we in July, we're going to run Kentucky. It'll be a 100th different track.
There's the grub car, number 37 down. Let's take a look at some replays here, Jerry, of what happened.
Oh, got tagged in the back. Got a little bit of, I don't know if he got hit, if he just took the air off his spoiler. But something brought the rear end around, and that'll happen in 3 and 4. If you try to hold it down, it will go. Oh, man, hit that inside wall, hit that safety water bucket there.
Stefanik with no place to go, just ran out of luck with a spinning Darrell Lanigan. Another look.
And we're talking about 3 and 4. If you try to pinch it down in the 4, that rear end can come around. You got to let it ride up through the wall.
It's like a geyser out of those water barrels, and thank goodness for them, or Stefanik would not be walking away. More of the action from Lowe's Motor Speedway in the CarQuest 300 after this.
Right away.
Oh, trouble. Tagged. Elton Sawyer tags Kenseth. He spins. He's going to come back across the track in traffic. Oh, just barely misses him. Caution is out.
He's back underway right now. No contact by other cars, but a lot of damage to the right front corner.
Here comes the race back to the caution flag. Burton is inside of Gordon.
Gordon just drove it on down in the corner with no respect for it at all. But now we have Jeff Burton coming back.
New leader as they come to the stripe with 8 laps to go is Jeff Burton. Wow, what a twist of events here. A frantic scramble trying to get through traffic to the front for final positions in the race. Matt Kenseth gets tagged by a car on the tail end of the lead lap and crashed. And while they race back to the caution flag, Jeff Burton passes Jeff Gordon and takes the lead. 8 laps to go. We will get this one restarted. Don't go away. Anything could happen in the final laps.
Side of Tony Stewart through turn number 1. They make contact coming off the corner.
Well, let's see who's going to get the best of this battle. Gordon has the inside on this right-hander, but now Stewart has it on the other one. They're still banging together.
And George in the wall. There's significant damage to the right side of Tony Stewart's car, and then Jeff Gordon went into the guardrail, putting further damage to his DuPont Chevy. You can see there's significant damage to it. And Earnhardt is into the styrofoam coming out of the inner loop. Tries to get the car refired. We do have a full course caution that's going to come out.
Wow. And there's significant damage to his car on the left front. He'll be able to drive it back to the pits, but you can see there's also damage to the left rear as well.
So 2 favorites here have trouble on the second lap, Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt, as Bobby Labonte comes down to the caution flag. There's the damage on the left side of the GM Goodwrench Chevy driven by Dale Earnhardt.
Now the good thing about, you see the damage to the left rear, the good thing about that damage, I started to say the good thing was the gas goes to the right side. It looks like there's more damage to the right side than there was the left side on Earnhardt's car.
Yeah, that could be a problem for them getting fuel in it, but they got a lot of beating and banging to bang that thing out, getting back on track.
Well, Dale Earnhardt had a 6th place finish at Sears Point. It's going to be worse than that here at Watkins Glen. Let's take a look at this incident between Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon.
Well, see, Tony Stewart got sideways trying to enter turn 3, and he had to go up the racetrack to save the race car. When he did, Jeff Gordon was right there, and we saw Tony run into Gordon, and Gordon, trying to give Tony room, went over and hit the curb on the right side. Now, I don't know if he hit the wall or not.
Now let's see what Earnhardt looks like. He was just coming out of the inner loop, and it got around on him.
Yeah, whether he had a flat tire or what caused the car to spin there. Of course, sometimes when you get on the gas, let's take a look from Burton's in-car camera and see if we can see what happened. There it comes off of there. Oh, yeah, he lost it. Went one way, and when he corrects, no, he doesn't correct. It just goes right on around on him.
Get down to Jerry Punch.
Dale Earnhardt's Goodwrench Chevrolet here on pit road. All 3 of the 4 corners are dented up. Only the right front fender are okay. They're going to put left side tires on it. Kevin Hamlin and the crew now trying to pull some of the left front sheet metal away from the left front tire that was rubbing when he came in. And as you guys mentioned, tough to get fuel in the car. They did manage to pull some sheet metal away from the dry brake area, and they're trying to pound the rear fenders down so they can get the spoiler down where it'll be effective in the back of the car. Heavy damage, looks to be cosmetic, but it is quite heavy on 3 of the 4 corners on the Goodwrench Chevrolet. Kevin Hamlin still pounding with a sledgehammer on the left front fender, trying to get that fender away from the tire. Earnhardt said it was rubbing pretty bad. He couldn't even turn the wheels coming into pit road without it rubbing severely. They dropped the jack. Now they'll come around to the right side. The good thing about this repair work is it's happening on a road course, and they have plenty of time to do it without worrying about losing a lap. They will take off the right side tires, replace those. Beat the sheet metal now with the right rear away. Kevin Hamlin looking at the front of the car once again to make sure there's no tire rubbing. Don't want to have a tire be ruptured by a piece of sharp sheet metal and Earnhardt goes sailing into the wall somewhere on the backstretch. As Kyle Petty's car goes by, they're still looking at the rear trunk area. They want to make sure that stays down and doesn't go flapping and get black flag. If you lose a lap here at Watkins Glen, you will finish very, very poorly, probably outside the top 25. Remember, he is trying to stay in the championship hunt, trying to go for that 8th Winston Cup title. So this was a big blow for him, but if it had to happen somewhere, guys, it's the best place to happen will be right here because they will not lose a lap. Now Kevin Hamlin, listen to the spotter saying the cars are coming. They're coming toward turn 11. They have to turn Earnhardt loose to keep him on the lead lap. They're trying to get everything they can, use every vital second. The spotter counting them down now as the field comes back, and they will head for the
course. We understand the 31 and the 8. There's Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the 31 also involved, and the caution is out for the second time here at Watkins Glen.
Wonder if that car won't fire, or he seems to be, well, he's going to get out of it.
Taking the window net off.
Yeah. Didn't look like there was that much damage done from the left side.
I think there's a lot of damage done to the right front, Ned. It looked like the right front was a little low.
Watch the top of the screen here. The car's coming up through the S's, and oh, there's Earnhardt Jr.
Just goes around, backs her in the fence, and brings, and I guess the most of the damage is to the right rear.
Yeah. You wonder if maybe he had an engine problem. And Skinner then slid in there. John?
But, Ned, I just talked to his crew, and they said that
Problem shouldn't have happened.
All right, back upstairs, Dale Jr. waiting as his team works on the car.
Another crash. Kyle Petty has taken his car into the styrofoam, and the caution is going to come out once again. And the black flag is also being displayed. That was for Jeff Gordon.
I guess he jumped the restart.
Well, I saw him pass a lot of cars to get up towards the front before they got the green flag. Now, we mentioned earlier that all restarts would be single file restarts. And I don't know if Jeff thought, well, maybe I can go up there and get up beside of the leader since I was a lap down, but it doesn't work on a road course.
Let's take a look at what happened to Kyle Petty running alongside
Kenny
Wallace.
And it looks like he just got too high coming through the carousel. And here's exactly where Rusty Wallace crashed yesterday, where Dale Earnhardt Jr. wrecked yesterday. Boom, right there.
Jerry is in the Ricky Rudd pit.
This caution, a good break.
Great, one of the drivers that knows a lot about race car. Oh, Tom Hubert into the styrofoam.
This is up in the carousel.
Caution is out. And Jeff is going to get the lap back here.
Yeah, the caution is out.
Yep.
Jeff Gordon caught that break. He's still, I don't know if it's a break or not. He's in 34th spot. He's still in 34th spot, but he was on the tail end of the lead lap. Now he goes up and makes about 2.5 miles up. So I don't think he can win the race back there, but he certainly can pick up some positions.
Yeah, he'll pick up a lot of positions because he'll come in, put on 4 new tires, and so this is exactly what he was looking for.
Tom Hubert able to drive away the Mobil 1 Ford after this impact with the styrofoam. Again, this is in turn number 9 that we've seen a lot of crashes this weekend.
We'll see him pull out of there. Well, we did see him pull out of there. And very little damage to the car. You know, going in there, you see some on the right rear there, but it doesn't look very like it's too much damage.
I've talked about soft walls before many, many times, and that's a clear indication of just what a valuable tool that is.
That could have been a bad one. Oh, and there is a bad one right there.
Heavy trouble in the corner. Mike Bliss brings out the first caution, running in 19th spot. Mayfield reassumes the lead, and Rodney Wise will put that caution out here at Dover Downs. Mike Bliss in 19th spot goes up into the corner, and there are the results.
Eli, it's been a tough week for him. He got in the wall. They were beating the right side out on that car. He got in the wall yesterday in practice. So this time it looks pretty bad for the car. The left rear corner is gone. That's where they filled it up with fuel. Looked like he might be done today.
Let's see if we can take a look at what happened here going off into turn 1. That's him in the middle there. Let's see if he has help or what. Nope, nobody touches him.
Not yet. Right there.
There it is.
Plenty of help.
Yeah.
Jeff Burton in the 99.
Jeff Burton
But,
just
you know,
pushes him out of the way.
Yeah, in fairness, though, it is so tight there. I mean, you're looking at inches and fractions of inches between the cars, and to try and fix blame, pretty tough stuff.
Watch it again. Was Bliss coming down to that lower line?
Okay, you see the black part of the racetrack right there? That's the groove, right on the bottom there. He was trying to get down, and of course Burton was already there. They made contact.
The crew chief on that team is Barry Dodson. You see Mike Bliss is okay. Let's go to the pits.
Go up the racetrack.
Trouble, turn 4.
Trouble in the
Dale
corner.
Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett and the 22 of Ward Burton.
And there you see Jarrett and Burton to the top of the screen. And for the third time today, the caution is out. Lap number 26.
Ward Burton does not even have a back part of the race car there. That's the fuel tank and all right down on the pavement. They'll work on Dale Jarrett and probably get him back out. Does not look like it has that much damage, but Ward Burton's car looks really, really injured.
Dale Jarrett, who has finished in the top 10 in 16 of the last 17 races, has a ton of work to be done. Both Ward and Dale Jarrett going to the garage area, and we will certainly have updates from there shortly. Remember, though, the track narrows here, although I don't know if this was necessarily the cause, and we'll find out from the fellas shortly. But this track does narrow 10 feet as you come off the corner onto the tunnel-like straightaway. We'll find out if that was a problem or if it really has something to do from something that happened in the corner.
Eli, you said it in your stand-up. You run up the hill out of the corner. The car unloads as you get to the top of that hill, and you run right out against the wall. And a lot of times that's part of it. But I have a feeling they've been going at it pretty hard there for lap after lap.
They sure had. For DJ, this is a tough deal. He was only 174 points out of first, 6 points out of second coming into this event, and this is going to hurt bad. Oh boy, well, Ward lost it.
Yeah, he was already sideways by the time we took a look at that shot right there, and Jarrett was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, getting hit.
Eli, and I misspoke. Jarrett hit a ton up there on the driver's side. You could see the left rear really getting the impact there, so they will have to work on that car pretty hard to get it back into action.
Ricky Rudd was running right behind them. Let's see what he saw.
I see a little contact there.
Only one DNF, only one did not finish this year for Dale Jarrett. That's when he lost the engine in Atlanta. Don't know if Jerry Nadeau played a part in that or not. He was the other car right nearby the 25.
When Ward went around.
Ending tickets left for their NASCAR weekend.
Oh, trouble. Burton in the wall.
Jeff Burton, problems in the Exide Ford, running in second place at lap number 185.
Eli, the right front just went away, and he went up and tagged the wall very, very hard. And I was talking to these guys. There's part of the tire going down in the corner there.
So Jeff Burton with problems. Caution on the speedway, 7th time today. Lap 186. You see Jeff Burton having already taken his helmet off and leaves the Exide Ford to smolder. Mike Hogwood.
Well, it's a blown right front tire and a lot of disappointment here in the Exide pit as they get ready to take the war wagon back to the garage and see what repairs can be made, if any, to get him back out and stay and get some points here today. But boy, there's just a lot of disgust down here in the pit area that the tire blew, hit the wall. It happens, but doesn't help the feelings down here nonetheless.
Watching a championship.
He lost the right front tire, and here is the result. Ow. Pops that wall up there in the corner. And then, of course, Mark Martin has the problem with the transmission, the broken rod in the transmission. Stick around this business long enough.
About 9,000 RPM. Oh, Elliott Sadler's crashing. Michael Waltrip barely misses him.
That's over in turn 2. And the caution's out. Sadler already had a close call off of turn 4 a minute ago when he was involved in that big traffic jam around Kenny Wallace. got away with that one when he had to jump on the brakes hard. This one, he's not so fortunate.
I see some damage to the nose of his car, like he goes down in the corner and ran in the back of someone, and to try to avoid spinning those cars out, that car out, spun himself out.
Elliott started back in 38th place. And it's going to be a long day for him. Safety workers there talking with Elliott. Looked like he started to drive it back to the pits, and it just wouldn't go. What happened?
He's underneath somebody. It looks like the car just got loose underneath the 14 car of Ron Hornaday, which you'll see a lot of that here. If the cars get really, really close to each other going through the corner, the guy on the bottom is going to get loose because there's not enough air on the spoiler of that car. And that's what it looked like. We kind of caught it late there. What do you think, BP?
Yeah, but let's see on board. Yeah, you're exactly right. I saw the damage on the nose of his car and thought maybe he had run in the corner behind someone and slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting them and spun himself out, but that was not the case. Just.
Do you think that could have happened earlier in that deal over in turn 3 when they got in that traffic jam? Because he did get in the back of somebody.
For the second time in the UAW GM Quality 500. Stuart Kirby, Ricky Craven, and Jason Leffler are the 3 drivers involved.
And it wasn't his fault, folks. I know you're jumping on this 20-year-old kid, Stuart Kirby. He was just a victim of circumstances.
None of the leaders have come to pit road. Let's go show you what happened to bring out the yellow.
Looks like Jason Leffler in the 01 car. If you look on the right of the screen, he just gets into the left rear quarter panel, Dave Blaney, in that 93 car, and actually tried to turn it off Blaney. He didn't want to keep going and spin out Blaney, so he kind of turned the car down. Unfortunately, the car 32 and Stuart Kirby got involved in it.
So Brett Bodine on the apron of the racetrack.
Watch Bill Elliott in the 9 car. How does he get through this? The red car, top of the screen.
I'm not sure. I guess he slammed on the brakes. Brakes, left. Wow,
yeah.
That was
Even
close.
The 4 car did a good job. Bobby Hamilton Jr. just squeezed by as well.
And I'm surprised the 77 car missed a wreck. Usually if a wreck's in front of him, somehow, some way, the car finds the wreck.
Right here, the 01 car just gets into 93. Dave does a good job. The 01, Jason just turned that thing down. Unfortunately, like I said, Stuart Kirby and Ricky Craven had nowhere to go.
Oh, this will be a fun ride. Let's go on board with Bill Elliott through this.
All right, here we go, in the corner. Uh-oh, I see this trouble. Brakes. Oh, man, am I good or
You did a good job. How'd you miss that, BP?
Ron Hornaday is right behind the crash.
Good job.
Hey, that wasn't no good.
Back.
If you want to see a good job, watch Elliott. And not only did he hit the front, we see the right side tires. Stuart Kirby bounced off the wall just before he got to the crash. A break for these guys.
And what a big moment that is in the championship for Jeff Gordon and Ricky Rudd. What's Blaney doing?
He's trying to get the car to move.
I don't think he can get out that way.
Yeah, I was going to say he's spinning it off the wall so he can get out.
That's a good idea. Saw the window net go down, so in a moment we're going to see Blaney, but that's some heavy damage to that left side. Looks about like Dale Jarrett's car from last week at Kansas.
Jeff Gordon is trapped a lap down.
And I don't think Sterling Marlin is going to let him have his lap back like we've seen some other cars. Let other drivers have the lap back, slow down and let them pass them. I don't think Jeff Gordon's the guy you want to have to let him have a lap back. See all the fluid coming out of the car? That's from a broken radiator.
A lot of guys just had a very bad break there, not just Gordon. Ken Schrader had moved up into the top 15. He made a pit stop just before Gordon did. Jerry Nadeau, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, John Andretti, Matt Kenseth, Brett Bodine, and Ron Horn.
Put in the tires.
Crash off turn 4. Ryan Newman is in it. Jimmy Johnson.
You got it. You're going to be fine. Just get it in gear. Keep it rolling. The grass is wet.
There's Johnson. Winston Cup debut.
And is Ryan Newman's car stalled?
Sure looks like a BP.
Doesn't look like it's injured, just looks like it will not start, and he is going to get lapped.
Gotta go. Starter won't engage.
Starter will not engage.
Rusty.
When you're hitting the start button.
Oh, there he goes.
Rusty Wallace gets a lap back.
There you go, nice and easy.
Matt
Just one down here, you'll be all right.
gets a lap back.
Watch. There you go.
Did Kenseth get a lap back?
Kenseth and Rusty. All right, what happened?
Jimmy Johnson just simply got too high, and would that have been something if Jeff Gordon had run into his teammate?
Oh, and he just missed it too.
He did. I was watching you guys, didn't see who hit the back of the 02 car.
He just turned down to avoid the wreck. Right here, he just cranks her down, gets it sideways.
Oh, look at Gordon again.
See all those bullets dodging around that 24 car. Man. Newman did a good job of missing Jimmy Johnson.
Let's go on board with Jeff Gordon. How does he miss this one?
Here you see it. Gets off the gas. He sees there's trouble. He gets off the gas. Kind of waits to see which way the car is going to go. He cleared that one. Then he had another one he had to go through.
Man. They're shooting at
time. You got to hang on that bad boy because she's going to be a little trouble in one. Here we go. 2 cars in the wall. Bill Elliott's one. They ain't done yet, Mike. No, sir. They're coming to the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to come down in front of you. You better be ready. Kenny Schrader all torn up. I was just saying, man, you got to hang on to them when the first few laps here because they're really loose. And there's Michael. Crashed. Bill hits the wall again.
Bill Elliott in the 9 car. Jerry Nadeau in the 25 car.
Strong contender. Nadeau is good in practice.
We talked about it in the opening. 1 car's problem end up 6, 7 cars problems.
The first few laps of all these races, tire pressure down, track dirty. Man, you just got to hang on to it. Look at that. Nadeau knocked the whole right rear out from under that thing.
It's still got the axle and everything hooked into it.
We may see housing right off.
We may see trouble in front of Elliott, and the first car loose may have gotten away here. Let's see. There's Elliott, the red car on the outside.
Elliott down in the corner.
It's Nadeau down on the flat.
Nadeau's going around. And here comes Bill Elliott trying to squeeze by on the outside. That ain't going to work. Go. Schrader right into him, and then here they come down the track. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
this
whoa.
Is where Casey Atwood and the 19 car gets hit in the side.
The 9 and the 19 get whacked into this deal.
Michael Waltrip's wild ride.
Come on. Watch it now.
They come to the bottom of the racetrack.
Boy, I mean, it just looks exactly like what happened to Michael in Charlotte when Jeff Gordon came down the track in front of him.
Riding with Casey Atwood. Oh, and he catches Nadeau.
Just don't know where to go.
Trouble off of turn 2, guys.
And
turn 2,
big one.
It's a big one, piling them up left and right. Jimmy Spencer.
It was Spencer and Ward Burton. Kick it off. And almost everyone else got on the brakes, slowed up and gone. There's the damage to the rear of Burton's car, and Kurt Busch, the rookie, is part of it.
Down against the inside wall. We can't see him from up here where we are, but he's down on that inside. It's so narrow off of both of these corners, off turn 2 and off turn 4, that if anything happens, there's not a lot of room, not a lot of places to go.
This keeps up, there won't be a lot of cars, and it won't be as much a problem. But my gosh, early on in 15 laps, 2 big caution flags. Here's the light.
Jimmy Spencer, 36 was loose. Now we'll maybe get another angle to see if he actually got a little bit of help.
I couldn't tell. It looked like it just got sideways up off the corner. I don't see anybody.
Oh, Mark got a piece of it there, got into the back. That's what got into the back of
There goes the 97 into the wall, inside wall hard.
Kurt Busch, 97, just nowhere to go. Car spins on him, hits the wall. He's the last victim to get involved with the most damage.
And again, the self-cleaning banking. The banks all the way around. Everything's going to end up at the bottom.
Spencer just looks like he gets loose up off it too. And folks, it's real dirty back there. There's an opening in the fence back there where cars come in and out of the racetrack, and it's dirty when you get the race started. And all of a sudden the back snaps out. Here we go, snap it out, money off of turn 4, 8 car.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. That Budweiser.
Hang on to her, buddy. Hang on to her. Fight her to the bottom.
Okay.
Nice job. Save. Woo! Well, you don't have that happen very often.
No, you don't. Very rarely one car accident.
Well, he was all by himself, and he just come up off of turn 4. And I believe a lot of these cars have got way too much right rear spring in them. That's what's making them loose.
It puts us under the 4th caution of the afternoon at lap 177. Dale Earnhardt Jr., a single car, spin coming up off turn number 4.
And that saved a bunch of fellas from going a lap down. They needed this caution desperately.
Mark Martin in particular in that 6 car. And the big losers on that one, John Andretti and Jeremy Mayfield, who had just been lapped by Jeff Gordon.
And Jason Leffler as well in the 01 car, who was having a great run, still having a great run, but he's a lap down.
Boy, Junior's coming in the pits. He has no choice. He's got tires down, but it's going to be hard for him to get in and get out without losing a lap.
16 cars on the lead lap, counting Earnhardt Jr.
Both right side tires are flat.
Let's have a look at what happened.
He's just all by himself. He comes off here and the thing wobbles a little bit with him, gets a little wiggle in her. But listen, nothing but tires crying, Larry.
That's what you want to hear here if it's going to happen.
No crunch.
You don't want to hear that concrete crunch.
All of our leaders about 30 laps into this run, cautions out there on pit road, 4 more tires.
Boy, and the pit crew did an awesome job.
A crash down the front straightaway has put us under the 5th caution of the day, and Ron Hornaday ends up in the infield grass.
Yeah, he and Park was coming up on him, and Park was so much faster, and Park got into him, and he did a whale of a job of not causing a huge wreck. Watch this. I think Park starts to go around him. 14 car moves up in front of him a little bit, looked like. I think he might have thought that he was going to try to duck underneath of him going down in the corner and started to the outside. Park was there.
Well, is the left rear down on Hornaday's car there, or is it just the way it looks to me, Darrell? The way that car just slewed.
Let's see if we can tell anything here, but it just kind of looks like. Oh yeah, it turns. It turns. Good call.
Jeff Hammond?
Yes, look at it again, guys. You'll notice, I believe the rear track bar broke on that car coming off the corner. If you'll notice, all of a sudden the rear end goes out from underneath the car and then back the other way, and it's sit down infield. The rear end is cocked.
Blue car there of Tom Hubert, 00 car, California native, road racing specialist, but he didn't have anywhere to go.
Not at all. There was contact between Tom and looks like the 36 car, but the hard part is once you back the car into the pea gravel like that, the car sinks down about a foot into that. And the reason for the pea gravel is to slow the car down so it didn't hit the styrofoam barriers and the tire wall and the concrete wall behind it. So it saved the race car, but at the same time, you're stuck there and you're at the mercy of the wrecker workers trying to get the car out.
Tom Hubert, who works full-time for Bill Davis Racing in the Winston Cup Series, is a chassis specialist, but has driven several times here at Watkins Glen on several other road courses as well. Let's ride with Hank Parker and see if we can get a better look.
There you go.
Well, there you have it.
Well, you know, they lowered that curve. I think it was 2 years ago, Tony. They lowered that first curve as you came in.
A lot of developments in this race. That is the car of Robbie Gordon facing in the wrong direction. He's just spun. Now he's going to get it back around, and he's going to come down pit road. A lot of the leaders have visited pit road. Ron Fellows was in. Boris Said was in.
And Mike, I think what he was doing there.
He hit me, guys.
Oh, he got hit.
Let's go to Ralph.
Lately is Kenny Schrader, but he'll get it turned around, and the caution's out on the speedway, Jerry.
Well, speaking of bad luck, Jason Small began the year on a great note with a top 10 finish in the Sunbelt Reynolds Chevy, the Lucas Oil Machine at Daytona, but he has had 6 consecutive DNFs in the past 6 events. So down, so despondent, this team working so hard for Gene Christensen and company. It looks like he may get a 7th DNF here in a row today.
Looks like some pretty good contact with the outside wall. You can see all the damage at the back of the truck. So fortunately, he's all right. He's jump right out of the truck, so he's obviously okay.
1999 Winston West Rookie of the Year. He beat Brendan Gaughan for Rookie of the Year in Winston West in 1999. Here's what happened a moment ago.
Looks like he just got in the corner a little bit too hard and got up in the loose stuff and got sideways, and unfortunately right out of room, and the right rear of the truck caught the outside wall and makes a pretty hard contact.
Well, that will bring out caution for the 3rd time today here on lap.
And as the 80 gets ready to leave, the 50 is going to pull in right in front of him, and there's a big collision. I knew that was coming, and they told John Wood to watch out for the 8. There's a good bit of damage on the number 8, and what a tough break for the 50 right here. As these guys came in, they were all set to make a good chassis change to get John Wood a little bit better. Wood will have to go forward. Now he's going to have to back up to get back here to his stall. All kinds of time going to be wasted here on pit road as these guys try to work on this Navy Ford. Now he'll get it settled in there. What they wanted to do to his chassis is go up 1 pound on the right rear, take a rubber out of the right rear, and these guys are also making a little bit of a track bar change. But what a disappointment for John Wood with that collision right here on pit road with the number 8 of Bill Lester.
Now, Phil Parsons, as a driver, who is at fault? The guy, here's the 18 leaving. That's Robert Presley. A little frustration there. Amy?
Absolutely. We talked about crew chief Danny Rollins being off the box and back on front tires. He might be back up on the box next week, guys. He had some trouble on those front. About 3 or 4 lug nuts didn't make it on, and you know there's only 5 you need to get on that left front. So right now, it looks as though they had some trouble on that 18 pit stop.
All right, you see Coy Gibbs exiting what should be his final pit stop. There is John Wood. Now, I'm going to ask you, Phil Parsons, as a driver, who is at fault in a situation? Is the guy coming in or the guy leaving supposed to yield?
Well, we heard it. Let's take a look at what happened here. Watch this. Wow, pretty hard contact with the jack, man. I'm glad he was able to get up and jack that truck when it got pulled back, when it pulled back around here. You see the 8 truck pulling out, John Wood pulling in. I really think a deal like that, tough. Boy, oh boy, did he hit that jack, man. But I think the 8 truck has got to be aware of a guy coming back in the pits. Your crew chief's got to tell you, hey, you got a guy coming in, let him get in his pits. So this situation, I think the 8 truck's got to let the 50 truck get down in the pits.
And now you know why NASCAR mandates helmets and all kinds of safety gear, gloves.
Shootout up front now. Jason Leffler.
And it's Leffler, Amy. Can you believe? We talk about the gremlins, the problems they've had in the late laps, and here he is dominating this race with less than 32 laps to go, now 30 to go, and he is up against the wall. The 03 is there. Oh, unbelievable turn of events. Tom Carey and the E.J. Prescott Chevrolet's up there. There's Leffler trying to get his truck refired.
Made some pretty hard contact with the outside wall. I'm sure Jason's sitting there. I cannot believe this.
Unbelievable.
We just heard Bob Keselowski said we have nothing further to. Look at all the damage on the left side of that truck. Unbelievable.
And look at the total dejection and frustration. These guys can't believe it either. We got the truck to beat. Timmy Goose says, I don't want to jinx myself. He's going by the 03.
Right a lap. Tom Carey going down in the corner. See, looks like they made a little contact, got a little bit sideways, and unfortunately in the corner, that's the worst part of the racetrack, to get sideways, because you'd be at your maximum speed. And Jason made some pretty hard contact with the outside wall. Watch her. You see Tom Carey on the outside. Watch him drive down the backstretch here, drive down into turn number 3. Let's listen to his throttle. Looks like Tom came down and made a little contact with the right front of Jason's truck, and it turned him around and made hard contact with the outside wall.
And he is on pit road.
And a caution flag off turn 4. Looks like Bruce Bechtel in the 77 car.
He has backed it into the fence. Good. Corona, California driver, second Busch Series start for him. No relation, by the way, to Gary Bechtel, that used to be a Winston Cup team owner. And caution flag number 2 is out over the net, 0250.
All right, now these guys, I know the radios are going wild. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's make some changes. What do we need to do to make this car faster?
Well, it's only 30 laps in. You're going to pit?
That's a good question. That's exactly the same question the crew chiefs are asking the drivers. Do you want to give up this track position and make a pit stop and make changes, or are you happy with a race car?
If I am Greg Biffle, 14th place, 13th place now, check that. I think anywhere from that on back, I might be willing to come on in. Get the tires, give up the track position.
Well, we'll see.
Not expecting a lot of cautions in this race. Only 1 yellow in this race a year ago. 2 yellows in this race the year before. Anybody going to come in?
See, we'll ever see the 77 of Bechtel, Jimmy Means' car. Ew! Hard contact. When that back end jumps off the ground like that. And you're right, Greg Biffle has decided to make a pit stop.
Yep.
We're back at Dover, and we've just gone under the caution flag. Ward Burton and Jerry Nadeau have crashed down the front stretch towards turn 1.
You see him coming off the corner side by side. And Ward, I guess, doesn't realize that the 44 car is up there. He started to come up the racetrack.
Well, Nadeau got into the outside wall there, and I think he bounced off the wall into the path of the 22 car.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And man, it's so easy to do up in turn 4, because if you stand on the gas, that car just flies up against that wall coming out of 4.
Now pit road is closed, so no one has come in yet.
You watch here. Yeah, he bounced off the wall, definitely turned down into Ward.
Gordon heading for the inside wall. Everybody else gets through.
But you can see
that's trouble.
Considerable damage to the 24 car, DuPont car.
He stayed on the lead lap, if that matters.
I don't think that's going to matter. Not going to matter a great deal because you can see that that's the angle that front end was going. It's supposed to be kind of like that.
And Gordon goes right to the garage.
Left rear tires flat.
So that's the 5th place driver in the championship. Just 67 points from the lead starting the race, and he was back in that traffic we were talking about.
See John Andretti down on the bottom of Todd Bodine. I couldn't tell if there's any contact there or not.
Didn't look like it.
Well, I might disagree with you there.
See some damage to the rear of Andretti's car as well. I think Jeff Gordon got in the back of John Andretti's car. But we'll be able to see this a time or two again.
On board Todd's car.
Clear, clear, clear.
By that angle, I would say he got hit.
And I'd also say he wasn't clear.
Yeah. If he did get hit, he certainly wasn't clear.
Stop back on you, Todd. Keep digging, keep digging. Keep digging.
Ryan Newman barely squeezing through.
All right, here we go. That's first angle again. Did the 43 nip the 26?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think he did.
Just like I said the first time.
Todd just lost it.
Well, okay.
It's 2 against 1, Alan, so you lose.
I'm outvoted on this one. Todd Bodine and Jeff Gordon in trouble. Cautions out again at Dover.
They're for their first one today. Dave.
Marty. Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, Kyle's into the wall.
And he just got out of the groove like we've seen, Benny. And as soon as you get out of the groove, it's just like hitting ice.
Caution flag is out.
And that's exactly what happened. He got outside the groove about 2 feet, and it would not turn at all.
Man, what a bad break. Just finished saying what a great run he was having. 6th caution flag of the race, just past 1/3 distance. It looks like you have no margin for error.
Well, and there's nothing you can do when you get in it. You just get off the throttle. You can't hit the brake, because you hit the brake, that'll make it worse. So you're just kind of backpedaling a little bit. We'll watch again what happens to Kyle, but there's just nothing the driver can do except wait it out. Here he gets high, he gets up in those marbles. Now he's just getting off the throttle. He's trying to turn it, but there's just no way. When those hot Goodyears get all that dirt and rubber on it, you're along for the ride.
It all by ourselves. Caution is out. But on Dale Jarrett, it just looks to me like his car was really fast on new tires, but these guys need to watch coming off the corner here. That car's on fire.
Now that's, I believe that's just unburnt fuel down in the exhaust system.
Yep.
It'll snuff out when she fires the car, and it does. And that unsponsored machine heads back to pit road for some serious repair. Now Bobby Labonte has been on pit road now for 11 laps. Steve?
Mike, the problem was Bobby Labonte felt the water pump belt come off, and it got wrapped up in other engine components. He was afraid he was going to damage the engine. They brought the car in, had the hood up, and they replaced the belts. Bobby Labonte is back on the racetrack.
These cars have a V-belt on them, just a lot like your passenger car, and that belt right there, the cog belt, that's the oil pump belt. The rest of these belts are the water pump belt, the alternator belt, power steering pump belt.
Two ways that could have happened. One, he could over rev the engine, because if you over rev the engine, those belts will jump. They'll turn around backwards, much like you've seen on your passenger car. The other thing is a piece of trash could have gotten up in there and knocked one of them off.
And the only one that's detrimental coming off is that oil pump belt. When it comes off, the oil pump's not turning, you're not getting oil pressure. Now, Darrell, we're 19 laps. I may bring in here and put 2 tires on and some fuel. I may do 4, but if my car's driving pretty good, I may give you 2, try to keep that track position.
Please give me 4 tires
you want
right
4
now.
tires.
And just the air pressure. I don't have enough grip.
Here's what put us under the first caution of the day. Watch the white car.
Just all by herself. I was looking right at it, just spun the car around coming off the corner there.
Oh, trouble on the backstretch. John Andretti got nudged in traffic and pounds the inside wall.
out.
Andretti was 24th at the time.
And that's the second time. What you were talking about earlier, car's been on the outside. Back in the spring race, someone was on the outside of Andretti, pulled him around. He spun, 3 or 4 cars involved.
You see John has dropped the window net, his signal to the safety workers that he's okay.
Well, physically he's okay. Mentally he's a little steamed right now, but I guess.
His car certainly is.
Let's see if we can see what happened. They come off the corner and...
Yeah, I don't know if somebody got in the back or not, BP. I think you're right. It looks like he got loose off of there. I don't see any marks on that back bumper.
Do now.
But I'm sure they'll give us a better replay to look at.
Ooh, Wally issues the challenge.
All right. There we see the rescue workers trying to get the hood off so the wrecker will be able to pick the car up.
So caution out just 5 laps in to the Napa 500 in Atlanta. 24th place runner John Andretti at that time now crashed to the inside of the backstretch.
Everybody hard today. Stanton Barrett troubles on the backstretch. Hard crash.
And this is the driver of the 60 car next year. Has been hired by Jack Roush to drive, and he's not going to give any laps today at Rockingham because there's a lot of damage to that ride.
Caution's out. Leader Jeff Green bringing him back around. Some of the cars that had gotten lapped moments ago taking advantage to get a lap back. 13 laps in. Caution is out. Stanton Barrett with a crash in the back straightaway. 91 car started back in 28th place. Believe he was running 30th at the time of the spin. And he has got some problems.
They would see all the damage is going to be done from hitting that inside wall. They look like they're just stopped. The camera and the right front is not completely loose from the car.
Hard hit for Stan Barrett, but he has driven the car away. We're under caution early here in Rockingham. Trouble, turn 2. Hermie Sadler in the 43, Kerry Earnhardt in the 12. Coming to 7 laps to go.
In the middle of the groove, turn 2. Car in the middle of the groove, turn 2. Stay high. Stay high, look for debris.
I think we'll see a red.
Yeah, I think so. See Hermie Sadler there taking off the safety apparatus inside the car. And word from race control is they will be stopped.
I saw the 12 car of Kerry Earnhardt, I think, was involved in that as well.
Yep. Pace car is going to stop the field in turn 3. We're going to go under the red flag with a little bit more than 6 laps to go. Well, we were on pace for a record average speed at one point.
Distant contact going down in the corner between Kerry Earnhardt and
yeah, 12 got in the
Hermie Sadler
for a quarter panel of the 43 car.
And Kerry drove away. You saw Hermie there moving around and taking off. Waltrip looking to the inside. Got the fender to the inside of Jeff Green. Oh! Full contact. Waltrip hits Green. Here comes McMurray through. White flag is up. No caution yet. One more lap. McMurray could make it back-to-back wins. Would you believe?
Yes, Cam. I know Michael's not believing that.
Talk about when things are all going your way for Jamie McMurray. Picks up a Winston Cup ride, gets his first Winston Cup win, gets his first Busch Series win. Now he's going to get another victory. Off of turn number 4 with a checkered flag, Jamie McMurray with back-to-back victories.
No, I think back to Jeff Green. Oh, man. That's just, I mean, and Michael Waltrip, I mean.
A little congratulatory bump there, I think.
Certainly didn't mean to do that. I mean, obviously. But
Just burn out right here. I don't believe it.
Well, we know drama.
we do know drama.
Can you believe? Coming to 2 laps to go.
How about that, Marty?
Wow, it's exactly right, Jason Ratcliffe. I tell you what, when luck is on your side, it's on your side, buddy.
Man, I tell you what, I was speechless last week. I'm really speechless now, but man, it's just an honor for me to work with a great group of guys like this, and you surround yourself with great people and great things happen to you, and we're just reaping what we sow, you know, and praise the Lord. I mean, He's just blessed us so much, and it's awesome.
I think the thing that's getting lost is you've had a good car to be in that position the last 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to be there. I mean, everybody said, you want it on fuel mileage. Well, I mean, you got to be there to win it on fuel mileage. I mean, his strategy, we were there today. They screwed up and we took advantage of it.
There you go, and sometimes that's the bottom line.
It doesn't matter how you win them. No, who cares? Can you believe? Michael Waltrip with the nose inside of Jeff Green.
And they made contact, getting down in the corner. Just as they both entered the corner, they made contact, which got Michael Waltrip sideways when he tried to avoid hitting the 21. About right there, looks like they make the contact. See the smoke? That sends the 21 car up the hill. Michael turns to get under the 21, gets his car sideways. When he corrects it, he's up inside the 21.
Opinion here. Michael's left side tires are right on the line. He was clearly inside of Jeff, but he was all the way at the bottom. Jeff was trying to crowd Michael, which is perfectly within reason for him to do.
I mean, he's trying to keep Michael down as much as he can.
They were just racing to win.
What did Michael say? Kentucky Speedway? I'm sure that's on board with Michael Waltrip.
There was that.
Hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Can't get any luckier than that, I guess. What a streak he's on. Winning the Busch event.
Wow. It was that second catch he couldn't make. He caught it the first one right here. Yeah. Then boom.
I guess life is good for that young man.
How about this? Jeff Green led 133 laps. Michael Waltrip 60. Greg Biffle 2. Jamie McMurray 2. But he's in victory lane with Matt Yoker.